What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video today. We saved the best for last, and this is Galactus from Fantastic Four. And when it's available, you can pre-order this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. Dreams do come true. I never thought in my wildest dreams that this would be made as an entire figure. Now, granting, this might be like a power pose type of thing, but the fact that this is over 2 feet tall, 27 inches, is crazy that they even made this. I'm guessing you can break this down into pieces, because how can you ship this, right? Like, I'm assuming that you're gonna have to, attach the legs, the arms, and the head, and they would come in, like a decent sized box, because this would be a nightmare logistically. Now, weight-wise, if this is vinyl, then the shipping would be not bad. But this is almost as tall, if not taller, than most third scale, quarter scale, with obviously with bases type of statues, but lighter, because it's gonna be vinyl. But the level of detail would be retained because technically it's still Hot Toys. I know they said it's soft or some soft vinyl perhaps, but if the level of detail and craftsmanship is there, and I don't doubt that it's gonna be there, the possibilities are endless. Now, I always thought we were gonna get some sort of a Galactus, maybe just the head. You know what they did with Spider-Man No Way Home is they did, sort of a pseudo Sandman, where they just have a base and you got Sandman in there. They kind of did it with Lizard, where half of his body is in a diorama base. Now with this new technology, I don't mind getting, and depending on the price of this, like I said, I don't know the price, but just as a concept, just the idea of having Galactus, which is over 2 feet tall, is already mind-boggling to me. And then you convert that to, let's say, Sandman. Maybe not maybe he's too big, or somebody like, I don't know, man, like Reptile. Things of that nature. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind the compromise as well. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with limited articulation, as long as the price is decent. Now, if I have to gauge the price on this, being a vinyl and then the height, I'm hoping that it's around $450. I hope it's less. I can't really gauge it from like a vinyl standpoint, because I've never owned a vinyl that is that huge. The closest I can think of, and it's nowhere close to this, was Star Ace King Kong. And that is around 12, 13, 14 inches, I think. Let's say 13 inches. And this is double of that with more details on it. Movable arms. That is completely vinyl. Like, nothing moves on that thing. This one, it looks like you can move the arms. You can rotate the wrist. So the hands could go, pose one way or the other. LED light up heads. The small figures on the side is a nice touch. It kind of reminds me of that Iron Studios Sentinel. So it gives me that vibe. So it's amazing. But if you have this, once you buy this would stand out to all of your 1/6 collectibles, because he's so big. He's like, it feels like a 1/3 statue. And the little figures there, it's a nice touch as well. You even have a Silver Surfer. Beautiful. So I'm in for this. Again, depending on the price, I was gonna suggest maybe you can replace the faceplate. Him shouting, like a more angry face sculpt, because the face sculpt reminds me of, let's say, Captain America, where it could be magnetic, where you could just hold him on the nose, remove the faceplate, and replace it. But we don't know the logistics of this, like I said, and the price. That obviously that would bump it up to whatever. Or hands, like you can have a fisted hand on this one. I guess you don't need to. Who's he gonna punch? Like, these guys, they're so small. But I love the idea. I really do. It's very ambitious. And I don't even mind the fact that it's fine, because if it's an actual figure, come on now, this would be this would be super expensive, and that's something that I'm just not willing to do. For I don't even know where to put this, as we speak, as a vinyl. But as a vinyl, it's gonna be light. You can probably throw it somewhere in the corner, on the floor. I don't know. I have Undertaker behind me, and that's 26 inches. So I'm assuming he's gonna be that big. With Iron Man Mark 42, when he's standing on the base, the quarter scale Hot Toys Iron Man Mark 42 is around that tall, around 27 inches. So my goodness, that is gonna be like, just, it would steal the attention in your collection, because the colors would pop as well. It's a bit shiny, there's a lot of details. It is beautiful. And again, I'm glad that this is a risk for them, especially granting how much price this would be. I hope it's not too expensive. So like I said, I hope they kind of did something like this now, which in Shark from Suicide Squad, but that is in a much smaller scale compared to this Galactus. Same concept, you retain the paint application, all the details that they have, that Hot Toys is known for. This one even has an LED light, and that is around $200. So you double that. So maybe that's a good starting price point, like around $450 to $500 for this guy. At $500, you might be able to buy a Sideshow maquette, or not, maybe like a quarter scale at that point. Maybe, most Sideshow quarter scale right now is around $600-700. So if this is around $500, Galactus in a 1/6 scale format, man, I think that's a pretty okay, decent deal, for $500. That's an in-art nowadays. That's a regular, artisan figure. This is huge. So I take that back. Maybe $550 to $600. Maybe this is still doable. But let me know in the comments. Are you guys willing to pay if this is around $500-600? I guess depending on the movie. But can you even display this? Where would you even put this? Are you in for this vinyl statue-esque down the line? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.